Good morning. This is the PLT weekly overview for the week of September 7th through the 10th, the year 2021. At the top on our Canvas page, we have our weekly overview document. Then we have the PLT presentations for this week. The advisory prep one for Tuesday, September 7th is available now, and the one for Friday will show up near Friday. The trainings and tasks this week are to make sure you update grades by Friday, make sure the correct grade is in Infinite Campus and that students and parents are aware of the official location. Make sure you complete your learning styles assessment in Zello this week on Tuesday during PLT in preparation for advisory. On Friday, we will be looking up the students' learning styles on Zello and completing advisory grades, as well as going over behavioral referrals in case you're in need of using that on Friday. Then for advisory, we have our advisory slides here for every grade level, and finally the PLT checklist form, which is for PLT leaders and anyone else who wants to submit a question or a comment. Just a reminder, there's a Zello tutorials videos that follow it, so there's a module for that, and then we have the important forms and links module. So all of that can be found right at the top of the Canvas page. Now for the overview document. Our first announcement is that Flex Time will begin this week. West Campus, you need to pick up your Flex Time passes in your mailbox. Thank you, Barb Clark, for putting them there. And at East Campus, pick up passes and folders if needed from the mailroom. Also, MHS's free after-school tutoring program known as ELT will begin next week, which is actually this week in the DLL room and on Zoom. There are teachers there for every core area, and it will take place on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 3:15 to 4:30 p.m. There's no transportation provided, so students will need to provide their own transportation. Also, there will be an internal communications meeting on Monday, September 13th. If you would like to submit any questions or comments to be taken to that meeting, please contact Susan Copeland and/or Crystal Ann Kleiner-Neff. Next, if there's any reason you're absent from PLT, please always notify your PLT leader so that they may put the note in their attendance as for the reason of your absence. This includes subbing and athletic events. Just make sure that you're not counted absent and it's unexcused. Attendance changes for students. On Tuesday, September 7th, parents will be able to see the comments entered in the attendance section, and that means you should be putting how many minutes late the student is. This will empower parents with information on their students' attendance and how late they are entering class. Please keep comments brief and professional, such as entered class 17 minutes late. You only enter a tardy if it is unexcused. So if a student comes to your classroom with a pass from another teacher, and that would be excused, so you won't need to enter anything. Use your attendance notebook to assist you with this and make students more accountable for their attendance. And finally, if you want more information, Mr. Dorr sent that email out last Friday, so look for that email. And finally, parent-teacher conferences are coming up on September 22nd and 23rd, so please make sure you have assignments and grades up to date in Infinite Campus. We've already gone over our tasks and trainings this week, but there is the video that shows you how to fill out the behavioral referral, so if you need to do that, it's available right there. Advisory this week, as we've talked about before, is an introduction to Zello. We're just continuing to introduce it, and we're doing the learning style survey. Flex Time does begin this week. Questions and answers. What does the annotation option on the assignment in Canvas mean? This is a new option that was not there last year. We'll look into this. I'm not really sure, so we'll try to find out for you. Next, if a student is absent from advisory, I assume we're supposed to put excused for that day in the gradebook for attendance if it's an excused absence. But what if we don't know if it's an excused or not ahead of time? Should we leave it blank and come back to it Friday when we're in PLT? The answer is you can always put the grade in on Friday during the designated PLT time to complete that task, just to make sure you get the right information in. Here are some comments from our colleagues. Advisory went well this week. Some teachers and kids worked in small groups and worked ahead. Some advisory teachers with 10th graders and students who had previously taken the Matchmaker from the 9th grade pilot and were unable to retake it, which they should be able to retake it, but that's okay. Number 2, it turned out it was mixed for parents' night. Some teachers had mixed turnout for back to school night. Some had few parents and felt it was not worth the health risk. Others had a good turnout and enjoyed conversing with parents this year. Also, a few teachers are missed handing out the picture packets. It would have been nice if that was in the slides, then they wouldn't have forgotten. Also, make sure the font size isn't so small in the slides when there's a lot of info. Zello is pretty cool. A lot more students are friendly, and it seems like students really enjoyed it. That's great. And there's some good constructive criticism there that we'll work on. Number 4, the videos were really helpful, especially Ted's reminder on setting up the gradebook. Again, thank you, Ted Dottie, for that. Number 5, I had a PLT member with first-hand relationship with the suicide protocol. She was frustrated with Pawnee mental health follow-up, or lack thereof, and felt like they were not a good fit with the district. That's interesting. We'll pass on that information. Thank you for sharing. And finally, shared wisdom. If no one talks to you, you're doing a great job. Some teachers are having a more difficult time juggling planning and grading this year. Many teachers are modeling some of the reading strategies and using them with students, replacing keywords with synonyms, summarizing the main ideas. Teachers particularly like the idea of splitting into smaller collaboration groups. They see this as a tool to help build student confidence. Thank you for sharing that information and your wisdom for us all. And finally, the Tell Me Something Good section. First, kids like Zello. It was fun. That is good. Number 2, even though it's a big freshman class, things are going very well. There's new co-taught math class is going well, and students are engaging and asking questions and discussing in classes. Wish the class sizes were not so big. We all do. Thank you for saying that. Number 3, Adam O'Neill. Nice job presenting and organizing reading strategies info. Thanks for doing that, Adam. Number 4, Ema. We hope that everyone enjoyed being a man, woman, and person as a wildcat this weekend. Number 5, I'd like to thank all the teachers who are willing to share with case managers or Canvas class to help us track our shared students. And number 6, I am seeing such a difference in students this year. Last year, no one would talk or be willing to give answers when I asked the class. This year, they're more outgoing and willing to participate in the lesson. That's a great, thank you for sharing that. And finally, we made it through the week, and let's do it one more time on this 4-day week. Thank you all for all that you do. We hope you have a great day.